You are all now my accountability buddies. I don't think I made that strong enough. By the end of today, I need, for the sake of my sanity, to have finished planning my content creating strategy for 2023, which funny enough is something I've never actually sat down and done properly. I'm definitely a list person. I like to set goals, but my planning usually just turns into 80 pieces of paper with scribbled notes sprawled absolutely everywhere. But this year is going to be different. I need it to be different. So my goal today is to take you along as I plan, mostly as motivation so I can stay on track and actually finish, but also to help you get an idea of how you can create a content strategy of your own. It is December 30th today, so I am very grateful for the luxury that is that weird twilight zone between Christmas and New Year's. I don't have any external deadlines, so I can really focus on this. The only other things on my agenda today are filming 2 YouTube videos and attending a little co-working session with some friends where I'm going to be doing, you guessed it, more planning. People are looking at me out the window with all my lights set up. I'm gonna start with a pen to paper brain dump of absolutely everything that I wanna have a strategy for going into the new year. Then I'm gonna be moving it all into Notion, which I am really proud to say I have been using for a year now. I use it as my digital brain. I put it in there so that I don't have to keep it in here. I will admit it's getting almost as disorganized as my physical brain, but I'm gonna work on that this year. As content creators, it can feel like there is an infinite list of things to focus on or things that we could be doing to improve our business. But as I plan for 2023, I'm really looking at the areas that could benefit from a bit more structure and control. The past couple of years, my content creating strategy has been pretty reactive, meaning I am creating content on the go or in response to brand deals or things I've been sent. I haven't had the chance to look at what type of content would benefit my audience and help me grow my business. Okay, so I have this very messy list of everything that I want to achieve today. It's a little bold, but I think we can do it. In no particular order, I want to clearly define my content pillars. I want to have several ideas for content series so that I can give really holistic views on an individual subject. I want to have recurring concepts so that I have a list of things to fall back on whenever I have a bit of a creativity block. I want to have a content schedule for once in my life, a regular cadence for uploading YouTube videos, for posting blog posts, and then I want to have a personal schedule for the execution of the content. Dedicated days that I would be shooting, editing, the other things that you need to do to prep content. I want to have an Instagram strategy, and the reason I specified Instagram separate from my overall content creating strategy is that my long form content can kind of run itself. So if I have a concept for a blog post, I can use that exact same concept for a YouTube video and vice versa, and they can have pretty similar posting schedules. If I look at Pinterest, I'm usually creating Pinterest content to promote my blog posts and YouTube videos. Instagram is a bit of a different beast. I need to be posting more regularly there, so it needs its own strategy and approach. Then I want to have a newsletter strategy and cadence for both my brands, and I want to have a list of things that I want to get ahead of. And with this, I'm specifically talking about like seasonal content, things that happen yearly that I know are going to be coming, I know people are going to be searching for, and I need to create in advance. We got a little cameo from the cat. Boop. So let's jump into content pillars. It is such a great idea to revisit your content pillars regularly. They outline the core types of content that people can dependably find on your platforms. Content pillars will look different depending on your niche or your target audience and how narrow of a niche you create content in. So let's start looking at my 2 brands. Let's do Comfy Girl Curls first. It started as a natural hair blog, so originally the content pillars were pretty narrow. I had product reviews, natural hair care tips, hairstyles, natural hair photography, because I did a little bit of street photography. I wasn't particularly good at it, but I had fun. But in the past 7 years, Comfy Girl with Curls has expanded into a lifestyle blog, so the pillars look a lot different. Because as a lifestyle blog, I cover a lot more topics, my pillars are going to be a lot more broad. Natural hair content. I want to get back to doing more skincare content. I want it to be a huge goal to include travel. Even though I feel like I don't do it enough, travel is such a core part of my values. So I want to add more of it to my blog this year. I'm actually sitting on a ton of old travel footage and photos, and I just have never been able to bring myself to edit it all into something that is postable. But I'm hoping that if I make it a definitive part of my content pillars, I will just have to post. We'll see how that works out. I want to do more thoughts and opinions. In other words, just things that I'm thinking about philosophically, where I'm at with friendships and outlook and perspective and mental well-being and just general lifestyle, habits, wellness. I also want community, and I see that as highlighting small businesses, shopping guides. I did want to play a little bit more with fashion this year. Maybe that's for another year. I'll put it here as a question mark. Okay, we're gonna clean that up later. We're gonna jump to the creating with Kea side. Because this brand is a lot more niche down, the content pillars are a lot more specific. So I have making money, which will encompass brand deals, affiliate income, ad revenue. Under brand deals, that will be like negotiations, etc. The next pillar is going to be content improvement, helping people create quality content, learning camera gear, lighting setup, better captions. Then I want to do audience connection, which also will double as platform growth, but I don't like to focus on how do we get more followers, because I feel like that's a really shallow way of looking at your audience. I would rather us look at how to grow your community, but you could just say that's a euphemism at the end of the day. It's how can you grow on social media? Let's not be pretentious. Increase engagement, add value. Then my final pillar is going to be more like thoughts and opinions, commentary. In other words, life of a creator. So I want to create more content that is pulling back the curtain on the realities of being a content creator / influencer, just talking about the aspects that people don't really talk much about. All that being said, I'm pretty happy with these two content pillar plans. Obviously, I need to do a little bit more refining on the Comfy Girl with Curls side, but I'm happy with this and we're gonna move on. And by move on, I mean put some makeup on, get ready, and leave because I have to be downtown in 45 minutes. Okay, it's a bit noisy, but as I am walking to the train, I'm doing a little bit of brainstorming on this work session. I really want to work on getting some content series mapped out. My goal is to leave with a whole bunch of content ideas so that I could technically start shooting tomorrow if I wanted to. Then, if I have time, I am going to try to lock down a content schedule. So, wish me luck. I find it easiest to brainstorm both my content series and recurring concepts at the same time. I like to define a content series as something with a definitive order and takes my audience on a journey. In comparison, I see recurring concepts as content fallbacks, something that I can recreate over and over again. I found it a lot easier to brainstorm series ideas for creating with Kea. There is just so much to cover in the world of content creating, and a lot of the subjects really lend themselves to be broken down over a multi-part series. Because I take the approach of documenting over educating or teaching on comfy girl curls, I found coming up with series ideas a lot more difficult, but I came up with some. Then I had the exact opposite problem when it came to coming up with recurring concept ideas. Life lends itself to patterns, so I can always talk about new products I'm trying, products I've run out of, documenting my thoughts that I have in the shower, getting ready with me's, vlogs. Whereas on a channel like this that is focused on education, I really struggled to come up with ideas that people would want to see from me over and over and over again. If you have any, let me know. Also, I don't think I could have called this a vlog if I didn't share the awkward interlude of us trying to be influencers in the wild. Danielle hates it.
We're learning, we're getting better. Yeah.
And if you can somehow plan for it this year, get yourself some content creating friends if you don't have them already. People who get the business that you can learn from and be inspired by. I am so grateful for these guys. I promise I didn't buy this for myself. Okay, so planning obviously extended into another day. I realized that if I wanted to start 2023 off strong, I couldn't just force my way through planning for it. So here we are. I took some time to fill out my weekly planner with my content schedule, my content creating schedule, and my Instagram schedule all in one. I completely took this from Katie Steckley, so if you want to learn how to make a nicely organized Notion board, she's got great templates. Go follow her. If you don't want to make your own, you can buy hers. This is what we're working with. I have Monday through Saturday because I want to take Sundays off. In gray above the top, I have posted what I will be working on. I think that I work better on theme days instead of trying to do a little bit of everything every day. I work better if I have a set focus. Monday, I'm going to be working on writing YouTube scripts. Tuesday, the core focus is going to be content capture. So I'll be filming my YouTube videos as well as short form video. I personally believe in batch creating content, not necessarily for the efficiency of it, but because I hate getting dressed every single day and putting on makeup every day. So this allows me to try to combine it all in one day. Wednesday, I'll be focusing on editing said YouTube videos. Thursday will be dedicated to drafting, refining, posting, scheduling blog posts. Friday is for planning the next week. Any loose administration things, let's put that in there actually, plus admin, as well as education. Darren and I have decided that Fridays will be education days, so we can spend some time watching YouTube videos about how to better use our camera gear, maybe some business related content, strategy related content. Friday is dedicated to just improving ourselves. Saturday is a flex day. I know myself and that I will probably have work that bleeds over into the weekend, so that's what Saturday is dedicated to. Then beneath that, for every day, I have the content schedule itself. On Monday, I will be posting a Creating with Kea YouTube short. Tuesday, I will be posting a Creating with Kea blog post and YouTube video. Wednesday, I will be posting Pinterest idea pins. Thursday, a Comfy Girl Curls blog post will go up. Friday, a Comfy Girl Curls YouTube shorts will go up. And Saturday, a Comfy Girl Curls YouTube video. The reason I have put YouTube shorts in my content schedule and not TikTok and Instagram in the same way is because of how the analytics show up. This is just me being very anal. On YouTube, when you go to your dashboard, which we can actually show right here, you can look at my stats. You can get a little behind the scenes into your YouTube studio. It's always going to show you the performance of your last piece of content. And I am most interested in the analytics for my long form content. So if I post a YouTube Shorts on Monday for Creating with Kea. And then the next day I do a YouTube video, a long form one. I get 6 whole days of stats of that being the last video in my dashboard. Whereas if I reverse this and posted my long form video first and then a shorts the next day, I would only have a dashboard view of my long form content for a day. And I don't like that. Then finally, underneath in the pink writing is a loose Instagram schedule. And these are pulled directly from my content pillars. And remember that I am balancing 2 brands currently on my Instagram account. I have both Comfy Girl Curls content and Creating with Kea content funneling back to this same Instagram account because my Instagram page really just reflects me as a person, and both these brands are part of me. So day 1, Monday, I will be posting hair, beauty, or skin content, and I plan to rotate which of those 3 I'm posting every Monday throughout the month. Tuesday is dedicated to sponsored content. If there's no sponsored content scheduled for that week, I get a break. Wednesday on Instagram, I will be creating a Creating with Kea focused piece of content. So it will be content creating tips, and the goal is for that to mirror the YouTube video I posted the day before. Thursday is another sponsored content day, if applicable. Friday is more of my lifestyle, thoughts, reflection pillar. That's gonna be me pulling back the curtain, allowing people to just get to know me a little bit better, which feels really right for a Friday. And then Saturday is going to be another Comfy Girl Curls focused piece of content that is mirroring the YouTube video that I post that week. So I really hope that this keeps me organized in the year. I also have some important dates. So I said I wanted to plan out my newsletters, and I have decided that Creating with Kea newsletter is going to go out the last Wednesday of every month, and Comfy Girl Curls newsletter is going to go out the second Wednesday of every month. I forgot an H there. I did a bit of brainstorming here, as well as talking to my friends in the content creator space to get an idea of what these newsletters will entail. My Creating with Kea newsletter is really going to focus on sharing content creating tips, and they will probably mirror the YouTube video that I posted that week, as well as any in case you missed it content, helping people catch up on any helpful content they might have missed from my blog or YouTube channel. And I am taking recommendations for other things you would like to see in a newsletter. I don't want it to be a complete repeat of what I have on my other platforms. I want it to be a little bit exclusive. So let me know, and if you want to sign up for the newsletter, I'll be linking it in my bio. Same thing goes for my Comfy Girl Curls newsletter, but this one is going to have a little bit more personality. It's going to be a little bit of an update about me. I'm thinking of putting in products I'm obsessed with this month. I also plan to just, share things that I'm loving. Whether that's a book I read, a TV show, I don't know. It's very much a lifestyle focused newsletter with probably a heavier focus on natural hair care, because that's what a lot of people signed up for that newsletter for. Okay, the final thing that I said I wanted to have a plan for is making a list of things that I want to get ahead of. So what I am in the process of currently doing, and I think is going to be an activity that extends long past this video, is going through each calendar month and writing down different holidays or events that I think would interest my audience, and a list of the type of content that I would envision creating. So honestly, I do think January is a bit of a write-off. The type of content you would want to create in January is stuff like this, plan with me's, year-end recaps, year goal settings, which I feel like I have already done. So I'm not stressing too much for January. I'm gonna start looking ahead at February. So Black History Month, I want to make sure I have tons of Black-owned shopping guides, that I'm refreshing my existing ones. I want to create some content around Valentine's Day, and I'm going to pull up a calendar and see what else is going on that month that I can start creating for now. Then when that's done, we're just going to keep going ahead month by month. So yeah, I am actually really pleased with this whole planning process. I know that it might have been a bit chaotic to follow as a watcher I apologize for that, but I do hope that you left with some ideas of how you can think about your year going forward, some things that you might want to consider. The test is going to, of course, be if I can maintain any of these plans, but I'm hopeful. Really, really hopeful. If you happen to make it to the end, let me know in the comments because kudos to you, this was chaos. Also let me know, truly, honestly, if I should make Plan With Me's a regular quarterly video because I haven't even started editing this and I'm already thinking it might not be, but we'll see. And until next time.